Well, the issue of climate change has always been seen by many as a fringe matter, but more than a decade on, climate change is arguably the foremost priority of governments around the world. And it's no surprise that climate crisis is now costing lives and damaging livelihoods across the world, and especially in the global south. Now, world leaders, heads of international organizations and activists have gathered in Paris for a two-day summit aimed at seeking better responses to tackle poverty and climate change issues by reshaping the global financial system. The French President Emmanuel Macron, who organized the summit, said that the fight against poverty, efforts to curb global warming and the protection of biodiversity are closely intertwined. And under his guidance, the new summit is aimed at finding the financial solutions to the interlinked global goals.
Donc je pense que la sobriété bien organisée.
I think that well-organized sobriety, if I can use the term non-punitive, understood by all, shared by all, reasonable, which means that we each can make an effort, that we avoid what is useless and that enables us to reduce emissions, is good. And it is good in all areas.
Il faut renoncer à la croissance. Je ne la crois pas raisonnable.
And developing nations point to an outdated system where the United Nations, Europe, China have caused most climate damage and are leaving the poorest countries to deal with the consequences. The Paris summit comes in the wake of a plan championed by Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley to ease access to financing for climate vulnerable countries. The US Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen also has supported her fellow leaders and stated the importance of supporting developing countries to enable a global financial benefit for all nations during a pre-summit briefing in Paris.
This approach recognizes that economic development is not only transformative for the lower income countries that are growing. Global development is in the national interest of all countries, including the United States.
Yellen continued by outlining three areas. The second biggest carbon emitter the United States is looking to improve. First, evolving the multilateral development banks and expanding quality development financing. Second, promoting macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability. And third, mobilizing public and private capital towards major challenges. She also acknowledged the change could possibly take a long time, but confirmed the U.S. commitment to the program. The talks come as the COVID-19 pandemic, the war in Ukraine and a global debt crisis has led to a drop in the life expectancy and increased poverty in most countries. According to the United Nations Development Programme, activists fear the Paris Climate Summit won't meet expectations either.
One of the biggest funders of Total, that is the Credit Agricole, the Farmers Bank, it is investing over $9 billion to Total, and Total is using these funds to build such climate bombs in a making. This shows how leaders don't walk their talk, and we are here to tell them we are watching them, we know what they're doing.
And ahead of the Global Financial Summit, climate activist groups have protested in front of the Eiffel Tower. The demonstration called for a ban on financing of fossil projects and demanding that the companies which pollute are given fines.
We cannot afford a world where the fossil fuel industry continues to destroy our planet and our people. My country is one of the most climate vulnerable countries in the world, and we are experiencing these climate impacts every single day.